Here is a fun effect using principles taught on the Absolute Math Magic channel. So as you can see, I have a good selection of card values, suits, and colors. Okay, and we'll go ahead and gather these. Now, since the two of us saw the cards, why don't we randomize these with choices being made by you, the spectator. How would you like these stacked? Left on right? Okay, should we do that again? Now, note to you as the performer, you can actually perform as many of these left-right shuffles with random stacking decided by the spectator as the spectator would like. You really can. So maybe they want right on left. Well, we can even deal out into 3 piles with random stacking from left to right or right to left. Spectator decides, maybe left to right. We can do as many of these as the spectator asks for. You truly can. You can do 89 of these if the spectator had the patience for it. Maybe they want right on lefts. Okay. And we can even deal out into 4 piles with random stacking from left to right or right to left. Maybe left to right. Is that okay? Okay, perfect. We can even do leapfrog stacking if you've seen that before. It's kind of a fun way to stack. Would you like to see that? Okay, so leapfrog from right to left would look like this. This one leaps over its neighbor, lands there. This one leaps over its neighbor, lands there. How would you like these stacked? Left on right? Okay, very good. We could deal out into 6 piles and do leapfrog stacking, or just left to right, right to left. We can do, I'm just showing you some additional mixing you can do and not undermine anything. This is an even up jog in which you jog forward the even position cards, randomly stack these according to the spectator's request, maybe right on left. We can do a Pharaoh shuffle. We could do 2 overcoatings. On my channel, I teach many shuffles that can be performed, and it will not harm this routine in any way. Okay, but I think that's enough mixing for now to convince the spectator. In fact, let's just show the spectator how well mixed the cards are. Do you see how well mixed they are? So at this point, I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and Klondike pairs of cards to the table. And then we're going to allow the spectator, which we should. A spectator gets to go first, which is customary. So what I need you to do is I need you to put your finger on 2 piles, and then I'll discard one of them. So maybe you put your fingers right here. And maybe I'll throw this one, okay? And then it's my turn. Maybe I'll put my fingers right here. And you want this one discarded. And then maybe you put your fingers right there. I'll get rid of this one. And then I'll put my fingers maybe right here. And then you discard that one. And then you put your fingers right here. Let's see, which one should I get rid of? Maybe this one right here. Okay, so where did this lead us? All of these choices that we made, what is the pair of cards that we ended with as a team here working together? Well, let's just take a look. The King and Queen of Hearts. Well, that's kind of nice that those got paired up. Oh, now, of course, off to the side, I do have a written prediction here. I should bring that out at this point, right? That would be a good thing to do. Maybe I should say we will finish with the King and Queen of Hearts, which we did. Excellent work. How in the world did we make such a perfect series of choices, and many of them were made by you, that would lead to a confirmation of a prediction that was written before all of the mixing and shuffling was done? That is amazing. Okay, so how does this work? Well, for those who are familiar with my channel, this is a fairly simple effect, actually. It's not too bad. So what you need to do is you just start with, let's say, 10 random cards. Maybe mix the colors a bit, just for interest. And then, of course, have the King and Queen of Hearts. And now what we want to do is, what I did was I put the Queen 3rd from the top and the King 3rd from the bottom. Well, what that does is it puts those 2 cards in a mirrored relationship. Well, since they're in a mirrored relationship and we have an even number of cards, we have the stay stack principle at our disposal. Well, the stay stack principle says if you have cards that are in a mirrored relationship, or if the entire packet is mirrored, for each divisor of the packet size, you can deal out the cards into that many piles with random stacking from left to right or right to left, and it won't harm the mirrored characteristic of that packet. Well, 2 divides 12. We have 12 cards total, so this won't hurt anything. 3 divides 12, so we can do as many of these with stacking from left to right or right to left. Spectator decides. 4 divides 12, so we can deal into 4 piles with stacking from left to right, right to left, or even leapfrog stacking. We can deal out in 6 piles because 6 divides 12. And then we can do additional mixing, like the Pharaoh Shuffle. I did an even up jog. Okay, so there's quite a few mixing procedures that can be performed on this packet and not harm it. And let me just show you that the King and Queen of Hearts are still in a mirrored relationship relative to each other. Okay, so let's just check that out. So if you come out here, come in 1, come in 1, come in 1, there they are. Queen of Hearts, King of Hearts, and then the ones in the very center, Ace of Hearts and the Queen of Spades. So the King and Queen of Hearts are still in a mirrored relationship. Okay, and so when I showed you the cards to show you how well mixed they were, all I did was I noted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The King is 5th from the bottom, which means the Queen is 5th from the top. Okay, so that means the 5th pile that I Klondike shuffle to the table will be our special pair. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and now since we have an even number of choices here, we can do this Magician's Force and have the spectator go first. They put their fingers somewhere, and we make sure that we discard one of the ones we don't want. And so, like for example, so we would not put our fingers like right here as the performer, because the spectator might throw that one out. So you go like this. Maybe they toss this one. Spectator may choose these 2, but just don't throw that one. That's the one we want. Throw this one. And then you can put your fingers here. They would put their fingers here, and then just be sure to leave that one. And you are guaranteed to finish with the pair that you want that will confirm your written prediction. So there you go. So if you want to understand this routine and the mathematical principles driving it, take a look at the many other videos on the Absolute Math Magic channel.